Good morning, everyone, and welcome to my presentation. First of all, let me thank you all the coming here today. Let me introduce myself. I am Pikanthi Diwanti. I am lecturer at Universitas Muhammadiyah Yogyakarta. Today, in my presentation, I would like to report the result of my research about a systematical review of organizational entrepreneurship, past, present, and future. The aim of my presentation is to determine the historical development of organizational entrepreneurship from the initial findings to current development and future organizational entrepreneurship. In my presentation, I will focus on three major issues. The first is research background, the second is research methodology, and the last is result and discussion. Right, let me move on to research background. The organization must be able to respond to the number of events caused by changes in environmental force that influence it. Since more changes involve human and will affect human, these changes have implications for human resources management and raise significant issues for those related to human resource. The continuity of an organization is influenced by independence. One of independence was through entrepreneurial activities made by individuals, both in a group and collectively as an institution. Okay, next about literature review. The term entrepreneurship has been used in the context of business for more than 200 years. But until now, there are still conflicts from an economic, political, social perspective. Most of the development of this theory is assumed by positive methodological experts, who state that the model is carried out with rigorous empirical testing because of its complexity. And in the next slide, now I will discuss the research methodologies. This research was through a systematical review approach on approximately 100 journals about organizational entrepreneurship. Furthermore, the scheme was made on entrepreneurial development. Ladies and gentlemen, here the result and discussion. Research from Arthur Victoria, University of Lisbon, Portugal, 2017 on the history and development of organizational entrepreneurship around the world is judged differently due to different subject and object from discipline, be it economic, psychological, sociological, administrative, or social reviews, which involve not only individuals but also the environment. Okay, in the next slide, describe the history of organizational entrepreneurship. Please kindly read the information in the graphic. And here's, in the next slide, is a series of chronological definition of entrepreneur from 1734 until 2030. In the next slide, I will discuss theories and opinions of experts. Entrepreneurship frequency is the number of entrepreneurial incidents in which an organization becomes involved, represented by new products, services, processes, and also many definition from the opinion of expert, example Stevenson and Pikanthi. And here is, please kindly you can look out in the slide about entrepreneurship from gender perspective, about entrepreneurship in growth perspective, and then I will to explain about entrepreneurship from the perspective of supporting factors. The new perspective derives internal consistency from the following assumption. Number one, time. It means concept and relationship are part of a continuous process and repeating sequence, and entities are created, not given, a model through a learning process. Number two, flow. It means interaction, multiple and mutual influence, make room for entrepreneurial choices and action and for development. And the last is construct. The concept is mean problem-centered, multi-level and relational view, holistic picture, and etc. And the next slide. In the next slide, I will discuss organizational entrepreneurship as an entrepreneurial activity from Miller and Friesen in 1983. The fundamental thing going through this discussion is that entrepreneurship is not related to the dominant personality of the organization. And from organizational entrepreneurship as character. Mardikanto said that individual characteristics are individual traits inherent in a person and are related to aspects of life, include age, gender, and so on. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, in the last of my presentation, I will discuss organizational entrepreneurship as skill or knowledge. Entrepreneurship education has encouraged the development of entrepreneurship as an academic field. The field of entrepreneurship education is quite well developed, but there is still much discussion and debate as to what the result of entrepreneurship education do not or should produce, and how to program them. This program support the development of the potential of newborn entrepreneur. And the last is about organizational entrepreneurship as behavior. Another view of organizational entrepreneurship focuses on behavior as the defining criteria. Entrepreneur behavior is generally associated with Schumpeter ideas of being an entrepreneur. There are two key elements to entrepreneur behavior. The first is the ability to recognize opportunities. A variant of opportunities recognized is available to create opportunities. And the second element of entrepreneurial behavior involves the exploitation or commercialization of opportunities. Well, this is my presentation and thank you very much.